Before the first note, why we begin with understanding, not instruction. Every serious learning journey has a beginning point, not a timetable, not a method, not a demand, a beginning. The continuum approach begins before sound, before scales, before reading, before technique. We begin with relationship, because no instrument is neutral. An instrument is a body. It has weight, shape, resistance, temperament. It occupies space. It asks something of the person who meets it. To place a child or an adult in front of an instrument without context, without consent, without curiosity, is not education. It is exposure without orientation. This breeds doubt. The first arc, encounter and bond. The earliest stage of learning is not playing, it is meeting. We strongly recommend that learners, especially children, encounter as many instruments as possible before choosing one. This may mean seeing them, touching them, hearing them played live, feeling their scale and physical presence, sensing how the sound moves through the room and the body. This process need not be formal, it simply needs to be real. A child should never be handed an instrument chosen for them without their inclusion. Choice made in isolation by timetable, convenience or availability often creates resistance long before learning begins. Adults by nature are autonomous, yet even here the same principle holds. Trying, listening, observing, and experiencing instruments allows an initial bond or spark to emerge, sometimes quickly, sometimes unexpectedly. This is not indecision, it is orientation. Listening as a constant. At this stage, listening becomes paramount, not analytical listening, not technical listening, but simple, embodied listening. How does the instrument sound? How does it feel when played by another? What kind of music seems to belong to it? What emotional temperature does it carry? Listening does not end when playing begins. It remains a constant throughout the entire continuum of learning. Before reading, before technique, before self-judgment. Familiarity before instruction. Before the first deliberate sound is made by the learner, there must be familiarity with the shape of the instrument, how it rests in space, how the body relates to it, where tension might arise, where ease might live. This might take a full lesson, 5 minutes at the beginning of each session, or it may already be present when a student arrives. There is no fixed duration. The only requirement is this: doubt and fear must be abolished before instruction begins. Not managed, not negotiated, abolished. Oneness before noise. We do not begin with noise, we do not begin with music, we begin with oneness. The feeling that the instrument is not an adversary, the body is not being judged, sound is not yet a test. Only when this relationship is established does playing make sense. Only then does reading music have somewhere to land. Only then does discipline become possible without strain. What comes next? Once this arc is complete, once familiarity, listening and bond are present, the next arc may begin. Reading, structure, sound making, music. But never before. Because technique built on fear collapses and instruction without relationship does not endure, the prospect of losing faith becomes the most likely scenario. This is not a delay, it is a foundation. It is where all relaxed, sustainable learning truly begins. Copyright 2025 Sarnia de la Mare, The Continuum Approach.